As my mother always said, man made whiskey, God made cannabis. Who do you trust? Darn Corona. Gotta wear a mask just to visit your mother. It's terrible. How you doing? What'd you plant this morning?
I was planting some black-eyed peas and butter beans that didn't come up. I'm trying them again.
Yeah. How old's your seed?
I think the seed was too old, but we did. That was young.
Is what you had?
Yeah. We got potatoes and cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower and onions and peanuts.
Have you dug in potatoes yet?
Yeah.
I see it down there. You have. I learned everything I know about farming from Mom because she taught us to run the dairy and how to plant. She was there always. 4:30 in the morning, we'd get up and go milk. From the time I was about 13. We had to get your house pressure washed, ain't we?
It's been in pretty bad shape.
That's my baby picture. It says June of '68. I was a year old then.
Mm-hmm.
That was my graduation picture, I'd say, ain't it? Didn't wear a suit and tie again, I don't think, for 15, 20 years till Grandma died. This is the best one.
It is good of all of you.
Yeah. That's the best one with Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
All the boys and Dad. If we'd known what extract was then, he could have took it and it would have helped him. Yeah, he stayed in pain his whole life after that wreck. And
I never saw him a day he wasn't in pain.
No. So in 1978, when my father had his accident, it killed two. They hit a whiskey slop truck carrying the byproducts from whiskey on a foggy morning. They rear-ended it, and it paralyzed his right arm and crushed his face and chest and stuff. So Dad was completely handicapped from then on. I was 11, and that was the day I growed up and became a man. I bought this farm in the early 90s. This greenhouse has pretty much been here as long as my house has been here. We set this farm up from the beginning as a research farm to help and assist Charlotte's Web and the Stanley brothers in helping the world find a better product and a better way of life.
My name is Bear Reel. I am the Senior Director of Cultivation R&D here at Charlotte's Web. Every day we work very diligently and hard to make sure that the plant varieties that we grow, the beautiful industrial hemp varieties that are really high and rich in CBD, are improved and consistent and are going to be around for decades. We rely on the plants themselves being the first and foremost line of defense. So if we can grow healthy and vigorous plants in a very natural way, that is the best defense we can give to unwanted pests or diseases or anything like that.
This little bit of seedlings we got left in here, it's gonna make probably 3.5 acres. And the second day it was germinated. I didn't think it took me about, it wasn't even 4 weeks, they was ready to transplant. These are the same. The reason they look so good is because of the genetics. The roots are good and white, and the plant is good and healthy and green. It's ready to go in the ground. See the little white nodules on the stem? They even want to make roots. We're growing 15 acres this year because of the coronavirus. We initially decided to grow none, but we knew we couldn't because there was too many people needed it. And so we're growing what we know we can handle. Y'all about ready to try it again? Hey girls, watch these plants here. Well, last year we growed a lot more acres and we had a lot more workers, but this year with the COVID going on, we decided to cut back on acres and just use family, try to stay safe. It's a good time for us to work with the earth and our genetics to see what's best going forward to make this all work sustainably with the earth. You can't just keep pulling from the earth and not putting something back. We may not make a profit, but we can at least cover the cost of going organic and repairing the damage that's been done to the soils. This has always been our goal for this farm, research. And in researching, we want to help the world. About 13, being a young kid and everything, I tried smoking marijuana, and I also planted me some plants for myself. They helped me with my anxiety and my depression. I never seen anything wrong with it. We considered it God's plant. Went through high school in 1985, I graduated. We was working for nothing at that time. I got a little job at a gate factory, didn't even pay minimum wage. Wife's dad, he had some marijuana in a barn hanging, and he hired me to help him strip it. I ventured out into that field for a little while. In 1989, I got caught growing a little bit, little jail time, very little. But a lot of my friends, they got caught on larger operations, and they went to jail for a long time.
Come on, baby. Come on now. My name is Darrell Hayden. I got 2 life sentences. I got 1 life sentence for growing marijuana, and I got 1 life sentence for conspiracy to grow. Did 16 and a half years in the federal system. I got so many blessings I can't even count them. I come home, I'd be walking down the street and somebody just come up and slip money in my pocket. They put me back on my feet. And I come home for $200. I spent 50 years looking for happiness. In time I got out of prison and got home, I found it. I made President Obama and Eric Holder a promise, and the prisoners, that when I got out, I'd do everything in my power to show people all the good. Just hold it a minute, man.
You can't find a more honorable man, and he's still fighting for freedom for everyone. He believes in the plant the same as we all believe. It's an opportunity to help the world. Look what a beautiful rainbow there.
Oh, that's neat.
That's a sign. I dream that we can restore this land back to what it should be, and be able to use it and financially make a profit, but not destroy the environment at the same time. When we first started growing here, some of the varieties, they weren't good. They couldn't handle our climate. Well, they couldn't handle climate anywhere. This is Lindoria. I love it because it don't get the diseases some of the other varieties get. Once it rains, and within a week here in Kentucky, it'll be knee high in 2 weeks from now. With our weather the way it is, I'm expecting at least a 3,500 pound an acre average. Look here, we have an earthworm crawling. That's what our organic ground's done for us. That is great. Since we've started the organic program here, the bugs, the bees, the birds, they've swarmed to this farm. There's no help out there for going organic, but that's the reason we have a good relationship with the Charlotte's Web group, because it helps us be able to try to do what we're trying to do for the planet and for the people and for everyone as a whole. Conservation easement boundary. Landowner, USDA, NRCS partnership. Nobody can take away what I built here. I put my mark on the land forever. My whole goal, my whole life is to take some piece of land and put it back the way Mother Nature intended it to be. The river now around this wetlands is teeming with fish. I did it for Mother Nature because Mother Nature has to have some help. Farmers need to set this land aside. We'd done had a 5-inch ring, the big one,
Yeah.
7-inch ring.
That was before I came the last time.
That was right before you came. Well, we had 2 of them, and then right after you left, we had another 5-inch.
Yeah.
That's just one of the tough things about farming, the weather.
I know it.
I knew you'd hit straight for the plants.
Where else am I supposed to go?
There is an area right down there I thought was better, but then once you look closer, that's when you see all them spots. The spots are everywhere. You see that. You're not going to find one that's clean.
Poor girls. I think it's very clear that this was one of those not so good years because of the weather events that happened. We had hailstorms, snowstorms in Colorado. We had rains that just wouldn't stop in Kentucky. We had wildfires in Oregon. And so you just have to work with that, and you have to learn the lessons from it. It's honestly just a fact of reality that if we have a field that we think the quality has just gone south, we have to make the decision to bush hog it or disc it under or destroy it. But we think our ability to accept that and our ability to do that makes our quality better. I think there's a lot of breeding research and effort that is still yet to come. Every year we learn more, every year we get better, every year we find new things about the different test hybrids that we're developing, whether they work here or are they going to work in a different growing region like Oregon or up north or somewhere else.
That's the fun part of it, though.
Yeah.
We get to experiment with all the new varieties.
Right.
But the sad part of it's all the failures, because only 1 out of 10's, if we're lucky.
If that.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's 1 out of 100. Look at that.
It's huge.
Smell of it.
Whew.
I love it.
I'm gonna put Scott likes this one. I feel like if all plant breeders around the world just stopped improving the plants that we grow for medicine, the plants that we grow for food, and being like, okay, well, this is changing in this environment, so we have to, breed plants that are resilient to drought or resilient to stress or resilient to increasing temperatures, I think we would know pretty quick how different our climate is changing.
You don't always succeed experimenting. I have found that out. Every once in a while you hit a home run.
Well, sure. That's why we keep swinging.
Yep, you got out of jail and you got a home run,
Well, yeah.
When Dad smoked the joint, he didn't have no pain and he could throw his pills away. But his lungs couldn't handle the smoking. If we'd known about extracts then, we could have put him on some extract THC, and I know it would have been better than any of the pain pills that he couldn't take that really went against his system. My main dream is to free the cannabis plant so that people can use it. And so we can really change the environment and change the health of people if we can explore the greatness of this plant and the things that's in it that have so much good for people on the planet. That's our goal, is to educate the world on what this plant will do for everyone.